If you're in this hobby long enough, you're sure to have some regrets, some regretful purchases. Unlike Willem here, I've got some regrets. So, this is going to be my top 3 regrettable purchases for 2026 so far. Let's check it out. Hi everyone, welcome to Highly Allocated Problems. My name is Jeff, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about regrets. I said in the intro of this is that if you're in this hobby for long enough, that you will have some regrettable purchases. And I am not, and I mean not, immune to that. So I want to take the opportunity today to talk to you about 3 of my regrettable purchases in 2026 so far, and let you know why. So let's hop into number 1. All right, number 1 is the Rare Perfection 10-year, vintage 2016. Now, I don't want you to think that this is not good whiskey. This is really good whiskey. It's really good. And the whole thing about that is about marketing and about kind of deceptive marketing, I should say. What I have found is that with the Rare Perfection 10, if you saw Fred Minnick's review, if you saw the Bourbon Junkies review, they all say that this is a potential whiskey of the year, and I don't doubt that. The problem is that we all kind of got the wool pulled over our eyes on that one. They're all reviewing batch 1. And if you look at mine, and I'm sure many others, I have a batch 4, and I've seen up to batch 7 on this. So that's 7 different lots or batches, and that's 7 different not mash bills, but 7 different proof points. And all the reviews and whiskey of the year stuff is all coming from lot 1, which is unlabeled. So do I have a whiskey of the year candidate? Probably not. And I regret the fact that I sunk, I think, around $230 into this because I bought it at the time of the review from Fred Minnick because I wanted to review it and see if, hey, is this really going to be a whiskey of the year? And when it finally arrived, it was a lot 4 and not lot 1. So I regret buying that, mainly because it's not apples to apples. It's not apples to apples. Let's take a look at number 2. All right, number 2. This is the 2026 Star Hill Farm, released from Maker's Mark. Now listen, this is not bad whiskey as well. However, because given that they have always been historically difficult to find, I bought at kind of the first opportunity I did, and I regret doing that. These are starting to show up at Costco in bulk. And so, I have to buy most of these kinds of things from secondary because we don't get them here in Iowa, but right next door in Illinois, they're showing up at Costco. So I regret buying so early because I figured, it's always been a difficult thing to find, and this is the first year that apparently it's not. Now, I will tell you that I have compared the 2026 to the 2025, and when I compare them, I like the 2025 better than the 2026. I think it's because of the malted wheat content that this does not fit my palate as well as the 2025 did, but it's still good. It's just not 2025 level that I was expecting and what I, was hoping for, I guess. Especially since I was able to get one early. Yeah, I just regret, jumping the gun and getting it because, one, they're not super rare, I guess, to be able to find close to me like they historically have been, and it's not as good. What can you do? All right, number 3. I don't know of anyone so far that I've talked to that doesn't regret buying one or multiple of the bottles of the King of Kentucky small batch. I think there's already enough controversy about, whether this should be called King of Kentucky and, the pricing surrounding it. I'm going to get stuff to review and collect and stuff anyways, so it's not like, I wouldn't buy it for that reason. Those aren't reasons that I wouldn't buy it. But I regret the fact that, I could have just bought one bottle and gotten enough information as I needed out of it. I thought it was important to get all 3. And so not only do I just kind of regret buying King of Kentucky small batch in the first place, but I also kind of regret buying all 3 because you get all the information you really need out of any one of the batches, right? Like, yeah, there's varying opinions about which one is your favorite amongst the 3. However, to get all the information you need about King of Kentucky small batch, you only need a sample of one of them to know. And I think, another regret that I have about the King of Kentucky small batch is that, if you buy one of these and they're like $300 for one, you can get almost 3 of these depending on where you get it. And this is way better than King of Kentucky small batch. I would rather have, between 6 to 8 more of these than to have all 3 of these. So I regret buying these because I could have just had a sample and figured that out, I suppose. But, it's important for me to review it and give you value propositions and stuff, and not buying more of these. Especially the 2026. The 2026 is probably the best release that I've had. So that's it for me in terms of what my regrets are. I'd love to hear in the comments what your regrets are for 2026. I feel like because of the market changing and the bourbon boom, kind of being called off as being, it's over, I think a lot of us potentially have regrets just because we operate under the mentality that there's still the same market conditions that we've historically had to operate in. And so we have more access to things at cheaper prices. And so I think a lot of people towards the beginning of this year likely have some regrettable purchases. And I don't blame them. I mean, I certainly believe that this is probably one of the most regrettable purchases I've had in a very, very long time. Very long time. These are just not worth it whatsoever. If they were $100 each or so, 120 each, like the Old Forester 1924 is, I think it'd be better value and it would get less regret. But with the King of Kentucky on it, and it's just super disappointing. Super disappointing. That's like, I have not felt regret for buying something more than probably with these. Without a doubt. That's it for me. Don't forget, at 2,000 subscribers, we are giving away a Russell's Reserve 13 Batch 6, an Eagle Rare 12, or your choice of a Stag 25D or 26A. Any one of those could be the bottle that you win for our 2,000 subscriber giveaway. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you later. See ya.